Hi everyone, we're going to find the solution set for each polynomial. These are the three problems we're going to do. So these are inequalities. The first one we're going to do is x to the fourth is less than 4x squared. Now I'm going to move the 4x squared over to the left side by subtracting it from both sides. And that's going to be less than 0. So we want to know all values that will make this function negative. Now I'm going to factor out of x squared, and I get x squared minus 4 is less than 0. And then I have x squared is x minus 2 times x plus 2. Alright, and so our solutions are, and this you could write as x minus 0 squared if you wanted. But anyway, our zeros are 0 for this one, 2, and for this one, negative 2. So that would be, if you're looking at it as your x-intercepts, it would be those. And we want to know what's going on with the graph in between the intercepts. So we're going to use our intervals, and I'm going to set them in ascending order. So x equals negative 2, x equals 0, and x equals 2. And I'm going to use these for my intervals. So for this one, I'm going to go from negative infinity to negative 2. Then I'm going to look and see what's going on between negative 2 and 0. I'm going to look what's going on between 0 and 2. And I'm going to look at what's going on between 2 and, well, actually the right side of 2. Alright. And I get to choose numbers in these intervals. And so what I chose is negative 3, negative 1, 1, and 3. And we're going to plug it into our equation f of x equals x squared times x minus 2 times x plus 2. Or you could just plug it into the original. That doesn't look very good. Alright, so this would be x plus 2. Now, when I plug it in, I get the value of f. So I got 45, negative 3, negative 3, back to 45. And we want values that are negative. And the only two we have negative are right in here. Because this is positive, positive, and these both are negative. So I'm taking these intervals here. That means my solution set is x, and x is in between. Can it equal it? Nope. Negative 2 and 0. Or, so that would be that one. And this one would be x is in between 0 and 2. Alright. Now for the next one we have x cubed is less than 3x squared. So I move everything over to the left side. And that means we want all negative values. I factor out of x squared. It's very similar to the one we just did. And we get x minus 3. This one's actually a little easier. So my zeros are 0 and 3. And my function, if you want, you could just use x cubed minus 3x squared. Or you could use this one. Okay, so our zeros were 0 and 3. So I'm going to set my intervals negative infinity to 0 for this one. Then I'm going to use 0 to 3. So I use both of these. Then I want to know what's happening bigger than 3. And do that. Alright, and we're going to choose numbers now. And the ones I chose were -1, 1 and 4. And my function again, I'm just going to use this one, x cubed minus 3x squared. And you plug in these x's here and get your value of x. And I got -4, -2, and 16. So the only positive we have is this. These both are negative, and the ones we want are negative. So my solution set is x such that x is less than 0, or, then we have this one as well. This is negative value. Or x is in between 0 and 3. And the last one we have is this one. X cubed is greater than 1. This would be x cubed minus 1 is greater than 0. This follows the form a cubed minus b cubed, which equals a minus b times a squared plus ab plus b squared. So I'm going to factor that, and I get x minus 1 times x squared plus x plus 1. Now this is no real solutions on that one. So the only solution I have, and we're going to set this to 0, well, greater than 0. So we want positive values. So x equals 1 is my only real solution, or my real 0. This would yield imaginary. This one right here would yield imaginary solution. So we want solution 0. Sorry. So x equals 1 is the 0. Makes this part a little easier. So I'm going to go from negative infinity to 1. So what's going on the left side of 1, and also what's going on the right side of 1. What happens here? So the numbers I'm going to choose are 0 and 2. And again, our function is x cubed minus 1. So when I plug that in, I get -1 and 7. We want this to be positive. So the only positive I have is this one. It's a positive number. This one was negative. Now my solutions therefore are going to be on this interval because we want positive. So it's x such that x is greater than 1. And any numbers greater than 1 will satisfy this equation. And that's all. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.